What's up, Internet? We are back with another Mega adjacent Monday. We finished Tron Bond last time, and we have a few days until the Battle Network Legacy Collection comes out, which is, why I'm even doing this. So I thought we'd do something a little different. I had a couple Mega Man knockoff games, as well as a couple, Mega Man fan games I could have played. Someone on my Discord wanted me to do something with the Steam Deck, but I still haven't figured out an audio bug with it, so I'm doing Zook Hero 2, or at least we're going to play a little bit of it, because this is a weird game that I'm actually pretty passionate about. I actually really like this game. It's a pirate game, which I know sets off some alarm bells, but it's by Vast Fame. Now, if you've never heard of Vast Fame, they're kind of the Rolls-Royce of, pirate games. They make pirate games that are almost good enough to be bad video games. is the best way to put it. But the Zook Hero games are so good, there's an actual series behind it. That's how good they are. Also, this screen is taken straight up from Mega Man X-Treme 2. I know because I own it. And we've got some Robot Masters to go fight. I don't know how long we're going to play this. I don't know if we're going to play all of it. We'll see. Let's fight the air guy first, because I like his design. But basically, their games are good enough to, like I said, kind of be bad video games. They're pirate games that are actually video games. The hit detection's a little wonky, and there's some issues, but it's almost good enough to be an actual game. Whoa! And you don't die from running on spikes. I've never beaten this game. But I have played it a few times. I've played all the games in the series because I actually do quite like them. They're also really peculiar because there's actually 4 games in the series. And the weird thing is, there shouldn't be, because there's actually only 3. But the thing about it is that, some other company decided to take their game name and, reskin a different game to be part of the series, and you can tell it's not made by the same company because the quality is really not good. They take what was, I think, supposed to be a Castlevania knockoff and reskin it to be a Mega Man Zero style game. It's a little bit rough. I've tried to play that game. That game's a lot less straightforward because you actually have to talk to people, though. And without actually knowing what you're supposed to do, it's actually really hard to do. I should try and take a swing at that with a translation app on my phone or something to see if it's any clearer. Alright, well, we're getting some lives anyway, which is good. Nice background. And the music in Vast Fame games are actually straight up legit. I think they borrowed, quote unquote, a sound engine from an actual Mega Man Game Boy game. I want to say it was Mega Man 5 on the Game Boy? And they kind of used it with a bunch of their stuff. They did a fighting game called Soul Falchion, which was actually really, really good. Which was kind of like a knockoff of, the Dead Heat Fighter, King of Fighters Game Boy games. And that was a pretty good game, too. I've played a few really weird Game Boy games. I've played the weirdly translated version of Telefang, which is supposed to be a Pokemon game, except it's not, because they added the Pokemon license to it. I played the regular version. I own the regular version, but I also have played the weird rebranded Pokemon version that's got a bunch of swears and stuff in it. It's very, very strange. I've played a really cool Final Fantasy beat 'em up as well. We are getting just all the lives right now, which is good. Because I'm sure we're running into bits where we'll die horribly. But we're not running into too many issues right now. I know the 4th game in the series, item spam kind of becomes real important. Okay, I'm just going to run past, because that thing is picking the weirdest times to jump up. And this does actually have saves. You can actually save to the carts. We're playing some RetroPie, so I can't really do that. I really want to get an actual cartridge of this, so I've got a multi-cart that's got a couple of the Zook games on it. But I don't have, actual, dedicated cards for it, and I would love to, because I am just such a big fan of these games. The cartridge I have that I got this for, I had to go through hell to get to as well, because it was a multi-cart I had to buy from the States that wasn't going to ship outside the States. And I had to basically say, well, I'm from Canada. I get that we're not from the States, but... And they were very adamant about not shipping outside the States, so I had to ask them, do they ship to Alaska? And they said yes. I'm like, okay, well, somewhere between where you live and Alaska, I live, it would be closer to ship to me, wouldn't it? It was like a whole thing where I had to convince them to sell me this one Game Boy cart just because it had, like, these games actually on it. It was some doing. Now, I skipped it because, you know, I wanted to start on the title screen, but there is an intro, and that has some of the most, like, amazing sprite work. This guy's got, like, a really cool intro sprite on the title screen that I'd skip. But you should definitely look up the sprites to this game if you ever get a chance, because, like, the intro sprites to these are, like, huge, like, production art grade sprites. They are super good. Got a dash underneath, and he'll dive. Dash underneath. Pretty basic pattern. I'm not doing so good, but it's a pretty basic pattern. Whoa. I don't think he'll dive from there, but he will hit me with that. Okay, fair enough. We didn't have full health when we went into that, so that's fine. We do actually get a bit of a charge. I haven't shown that off yet. I had a bunch of Mega Man games. This was just like the first one I thought of. When I gave some options to my Discord, they just decided, oh, we're gonna ask for Steam stuff that you didn't put up on the list, which I apologize for not being able to show, but until I'm really, truly comfortable with the Steam Deck and figuring out this one audio issue, I just can't. Because I just don't think it looks, or rather it sounds very good to keep that audio issue in. And apparently it's just something that Valve recognizes as an issue and the next update's gonna fix, so hopefully whenever that is, that'll be solved. Because I do have some really cool Mega Man games on there. In fact, I've got this one game. It's an early access, but fans have already modded it to have actual Mega Man characters in it. That might be fun to show off. And that's a game I've never actually played. But the other reason why I didn't want to do that specifically is the game that was requested was Rosencrantz-Celette, which is like a ridiculously hard game that I'm a little intimidated by. So I'm completely just cowering out of that for now. With the understanding that it's totally just because of my Steam Deck and not because I'm a total coward at all. Actually, I really should go and play those next time we do a Mega Adjacent Monday, just because I have had those games for about 10 years and I just haven't actually ever played them. I was so excited when I bought them because they looked so cool. Uh-oh, it looks like we got to the title screen, and all the colors messed up. Neat! Pirate games, they're not an exact science. It could be that I've got a wonky ROM on my RetroPie. That might be a problem, because we won't be able to play for super, super long, but I wanted to do something. But, yeah, so that last level we just did, we're going to have to redo in its entirety if we want to do it again. But again, I don't think we're going to play through this. Whoa. I'm not sure what happened there. It's just, I jumped, and I guess because I got caught off screen and I got hit by that fireball. That was it, which kind of sucks. Okay, I just need to go for the jump. And do that. There we go. I didn't say it was a perfect game. It's definitely a pirate game, but it's by a company that actually cared about what they did. And that's why I really respect Fast Fame. Like, you get other people like, I don't know, Hummer Team and stuff that just clearly didn't care what they were doing. And you get, like, you know, in Hummer Team's case, they made, like, an entire replica of Sonic the Hedgehog 1, and it's, like, just an unplayable mess. Or if you want to stay in the wheelhouse of Mega Man, you know, there was Mega Man X3 on the Genesis, which is unplayable. That might be something to do a stream on at some point. Let's play the most unplayable version of X3 ever. You know, as much as I like to give shit to Capcom for their Mega Man collections, making you buy the games twice, and including the worst versions of things. They don't include that version of Mega Man X3. This is an actual Mega Man sprite. I know this because it's from Mega Man 7, my favorite one. His tail's supposed to be a missile. And it kinda is in this one, but not quite to the same extent. I'm probably gonna lose to this. The mini-bosses in this game are kind of notoriously difficult, from what I remember. I do remember this. So we'll just go in with a charge. And because the colors are actually messed up, we can't see we're flashing. So that's not good. Again, it's definitely a pirate game. I'm curious. If we can't kill him this time, I want to see something. Like, does this thing have physical presence, or can I just advance the screen by running through it with invulnerability? Because that seems like the most practical way of doing anything. Doesn't matter, I guess. Alright. Gonna shoot the little spiky hat thing. That's probably a Met. I am super excited about Battle Network Collection coming out. But again, like all the other collections, I will point out that they're going to make you buy the game twice, for some reason. Although they do have a version of it where you can buy both at once. I'm not sure why they did that. I guess specifically for the people who don't like anything after Battle Network 3, which to be fair, is for the best. But, I don't know. I don't like that mentality of selling half the game twice and probably making something like 60% profit as opposed to just selling it once for the regular price. And also, none of these collections, in spite of the fact that you've had to buy them twice, give you the full series. You know, for a collection that's allegedly about the, you know, legacy of the series, they are not complete collections of the legacy of the series. Hell, in some cases, not only do they give you the worst versions of games, they give you the non-canonical versions of games. Like, you know, quite famously, Mega Man 8 on Legacy Collection 2 is the non-canonical version. Which they did actually build up story references in Mega Man 7 that do not carry over to the PlayStation version. And then, of course, the soundtrack is completely different and less good, and there's 2 less bosses. Battle Network X3, for whatever reason, they are just determined to give you the PlayStation version, and I'm inclined to think it's because the majority of the X games are on the PlayStation, so they basically just have to use a PlayStation emulator for most of it. But, I mean, X1 and 2 are Super Nintendo, and it's not like emulating that's all that hard. I mean, we've had this stuff down since basically the 90s. More or less. So why they insist on giving you the absolute worst version of it, the PlayStation version that doesn't even have proper looping audio and terrible load times, it baffles me. Okay, Battle Network 3 on the Genesis is still the worst version of that, but to be fair, that's an unofficial version of it. That's also a Battle Network sprite, or a Mega Man X sprite. Okay. Well, we got a save point over here, so that's fine. Although, out of curiosity, what's up here? Is this a splitting path? Yeah. Huh. Okay, I can't slide under that. I need a weapon for that. Okay. I've never played this level before, so I didn't even realize there was like a branching path thing. I usually just go for the winged guy and I think the tree guy when I play this game. Because I play it in such small bursts every now and then. And it's like, oh yeah, this game. It's fun. Okay, well, we've got very little health, so let's poke the boss and see what kind of moves it can pull on us. And from this, we will come up with a strategy that's probably just smash our face into it a whole bunch. Okay, so you shoot. And you ground that. Oh, you spread shot. Okay. Well, with full health in this game, you can probably just face tank the boss, but we'll be a good sport and try to avoid doing that if we can help it. Okay. Basically, if I hang out right in the corner, he shouldn't be able to hit me. Just hang out up here. Wait for that move. Drop and shoot. Charge up. Wait. Repeat. Charge up. Wait. Repeat. Charge up. Wait. Repeat. One more time after this. And this should do it. Pew. All right. Now the color's all messed up, of course, which isn't great, because the game freaked out that one time, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. Can go down here and save. And we did. We got the fire thing. Logic dictates we go to the tree level next. It occurs to me I could probably just manually reset it and get the colors fixed. Hold on a sec. Now hopefully this game remembered that I saved. Nope. Alright, fair enough. We'll do a different level then. Because seriously, looking at everything in orange was a bit rough. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, let's try this again. Not being able to read menus kind of sucks. Although why push starts in English is beyond me. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Basically, the first two are, do you want to play the red version of the character or the purple version of the character? They're identical. They have slightly different designs, but they are functionally identical. But it's nice that it's not eye-bleedingly red. Although my character still is. I could have picked the purple guy, I guess. Although I don't think the save carries over. That's fine. But because we saved, if the game freaks out again, it should be okay. I just gotta remember to take the third option in the menu. And we'll be fine. In theory. I'm not sure if there is like a weakness system in this game, honestly. Most of the bosses are so weak it doesn't really matter. There's an Oddish for some reason. That's a Mega Man X sprite. That's a mean place to put a gun angled directly at. Okay. Commander Yammerk, go away. I actually really like that Robot Master. I think X6 kind of gets a lot of flack. And X5, I kind of like both of them. I don't like X4. X4 is pretty bad. Which is funny because X4 is like the last one that's supposed to happen, but Capcom wasn't having any of it. And forced people to keep the series going. Which is why pretty much every Mega Man X game, starting with 4, has the exact same ending for 0, because they have to canonically write in that Mega Man 0 somehow started. And they have to get 0 back into that capsule because of that virus or whatever. But X4 was originally where the X series was going to stop. And honestly, from a narrative perspective, they probably should have, because it at least gave 0 an arc. If you wanted to play as him. After that, it kind of just holding patterns for him. Okay, I'm genuinely curious. Can we go past this? Because this guy kind of sucks to fight. I do have a weapon I can use, I guess. Try that. But I don't know, like, the X games are kind of weird. Like, I like the first 2, debatably 3. And I think the Super Nintendo is when it looked its best. It's tracing our... That's not... Ah, there we go. Gotta select it. Can I go past you? Nope! Just want to see if I could do a cheeky little skip the boss, but I guess not. That weapon's actually not big enough to even hit. Can I charge it? Kinda. I can kinda do it, but the hitbox on it's a little wonky. Problem is I'm not really getting any sort of feedback on this. Well, to be fair, actual Mega Man had that problem too, where you run into like mini bosses that just you had no idea if you were actually doing damage to them, or at least you didn't have any clue how much damage you were doing to them. Let's have an H, which presumably is health tank or HP tank. See, the problem is, even if I kill this thing, we've got a boss that I am not prepared for. I've never fought. And I'm not going to have any lives to even go at proper, so this is going to be a little bit incredibly grim. But we'll see what we can do about it. Okay, that looks like a ceiling, but it's not. Dash, there we go. Does this game have the same dash macro? Oh, it does. Oh, that's interesting. It has both a dash and a slide. Okay. Oh, we got a little bit more health. I remember on the Xbox 360, there's like that indie game marketplace. And I remember seeing so many Mega Man knockoffs that are probably now available nowhere, which is really sad. But I remember this one that was really kind of like facetious about the whole thing. Like, I believe the plot was Mega Man, which they didn't like name check, but they very clearly showed like a blue hero who defeated like this evil like villain. Like the villain came back, but the blue hero was just hanging out by the pool, just chilling on vacation, and didn't want to do anything. It's like, they basically say Mega Man's a lazy jerk, because of course there hadn't been a Mega Man game in forever. And they decided, hey, we'll go and be a better Mega Man, which is a pretty gutsy thing for effectively your knockoff game to say, is that you're better than the official thing. And then I was intrigued, so I played it. And about like 80% of the enemies you run into were below your buster line. So you couldn't hit most of the enemies that came at you. It was just a miserable game that kind of came out with like the cockiest tone ever. Okay. There. We've got firepower. I'm not sure that really did much more. But Diet Woodman here is gonna burn all the same. Well, maybe that did more. I don't know. We'll see. I certainly got enough health. It's fine. I do like that I can stop your, like, super dash with that. That's pretty great. Okay, I got one more shot in me. I don't like that it doesn't instantly swap you to the buster when you're out of ammo, though. Like, having to manually swap with 0 ammo sucks. So that's just an extra thing you have to manage. Okay, I'm betting you gotta use that on the winged guy, because it's an aerial move. So let's save, just in case something happens. Okay. You know, I've noticed something over the years. When I was a kid, I was all about just using, like, the powers in a Mega Man game, like, all the time. Like, I never wanted to use my buster, I just wanted to use the powers. And, you know, that was around the time when I wasn't, well, I'm not good at games now, but I was really not good at games when I was a kid. And, like, that was back when I had to, like, use passwords you'd find written in the Xeroxed manuals of manuals you'd find at game shops that you'd rent from. And, like, you'd hope that the particular code you found had all the powers and whatever, and I would be more interested in using the powers just to run around the environments, rather than actually, like, use them against the bosses. And now that I'm older, I just never want to use the powers, because it's like, this is the tool to defeat the boss, and that's what it's there for, you know? It's just interesting, the kind of mentality change I've had over the years. But, I mean, again, that was back in the time when I couldn't defeat the bosses myself, I couldn't get the powers, and, you know, it was just, I want to see what these powers do. Oh, Mega Man gets a jetpack? Absolutely, I want to use the jetpack. And it was my favorite power-up in all the games. Super Mega Man from good old Mega Man 7 is like my favorite Mega Man power, I think. Even though it's bulky and it's slow and it's clumsy and you can't slide with it. This Mega Man gets a jetpack, even though it's a worse version of a power Mega Man already had in a previous game. I thought about playing Mega Man 7 again for this stream instead of doing a knockoff, but I thought a knockoff might be a little bit more fun. Besides, I don't like to redo Let's Plays I've done before. Although Mega Man 7's definitely a game I would make an exception for, because it's one of my most rented games. Although it's not a game I actually like own a physical legitimate cartridge of. I own just a bunch of collections of it, really. Which is a shame, because I have so many memories of going to my local video store and just renting Mega Man 7 over and over and over. I remember the first time I ever played it. I think it was the first game I ever rented, to think about it. But I was... The first Robot Master I ever went to was Cloudman. And I think I died on the part with the floaty clouds and the invisible platforms. Or if I didn't die there, I died on the boss, because he has a moment where you have to, like, dash to get underneath him and avoid getting knocked off the platforms, and I just didn't get that. But okay, so we got this. Let's try and hit this guy now. Bop. Okay, so this isn't great, given that it's a thing that mostly affects the other side of the room. But I mean, as long as he doesn't turn around and try and thunderbolt this side of the environment, it's fine, because he won't hit us in this corner. Because we can just do that. And oh no, I'm out. And here I was going to be smug. Also, your health bar broke. But you're dead, so it's fine. Alright. Save again. I don't know who to go after this. Alright, let's try this guy. He looks kind of like Dust Man, which is one of the more underwhelming Robot Masters, I think. But he was a Mega Man 4 Robot Master, and I think most of them were pretty crap. With the exception of maybe, like, Skullman, which I don't think Skullman's a great design, but he's not a weak design, he's just not an interesting design. Pharaoh Man, I think, was, like, the one really good Robot Master from 4. Although I kind of like Toadman just for how silly he is, but he's a worse Snake Man. I'm not sure what to make of that thing. Wait, hold on, let me see if I understand this stage right. That thing's gonna... Oh, so it is actually splitting up the environment. Okay, but there's nothing here. I don't understand. Like, if there was no way to transition upward and it was just to avoid that flame wheel, that would be one thing, but there's clearly a room there. So I'm not sure what to make of that. Alright. Okay. I'm still curious what that breakable wall was all about, you know? But yeah, no, I think most of Mega Man 4's Robot Masters and weapons were pretty underwhelming. Like, the only weapon in 4 I think was any good was the Pharaoh Shot, and the Pharaoh Shot was the Mega Buster's Charge Shot, which, to be fair, was also introduced in that game, but you know, you already had it. You didn't need to use weapon energy to pull it off. The only difference was that you could hold the Pharaoh shot permanently aloft and use it as a permanent damage boost. That was really the big difference. And I'm not sure I would say that's better than the Mega Buster, really. In fact, the Mega Buster is probably the one thing about Mega Man 4 I really liked. I kind of like the arrow a little bit, just because of how weird it is. I think that was 4. Was that 4 or 5? I think it was 4. But, yeah, Mega Man 4 just was underwhelming to me. I always said that Mega Mans were cursed with the number 4. Because with the exception of 0-4, which I've been told is a very good game, it's the only Zero game I've actually not played. But I'm willing to believe it's a good game, because the rest of the Zero games relatively were, although I don't care much for 3. Mega Man's with 4 in the title are just bad. Battle Network 4 is atrocious. X4 is, aside from its narrative importance and the fact it's like the first time Zero really gets real play, because X3's was a little bit weird that you could play as Zero in that. It was just a very underwhelming game. I mean, hell, they reused a Robot Master from basic Mega Man in X4, which just came across as bloody lazy. And then Mega Man 4, I feel like, had some, like, the weakest stuff in it. Legends and Star Force never even got to 4. ZX stopped at 2, which is probably for the best. I think I'm supposed to dash under that, although the timing for it's going to be a little weird. Did that thing not make 2 shots? I'm not sure what I can do about that. That might be undodgeable. I think there are some undodgeable boss stuff in this game. All I can do is just sort of... I'm just going to have to assume it's undodgeable and just power through it, I think. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Okay, so we got some damage on us. It's not great. Actually, it occurs to me. I was going to try and spawn the enemies from behind, because I don't think they can turn around, but... Alright, come on, let's make this happen. Pew pew indeed. Yeah, I don't know, I like this game. It's not great as an actual game, but considering that this is a pirate game, it's ridiculously playable when you consider that metric. I'm gonna have to use a healing thing on this, though. Like, considering I've played pirate games that are just flat out unplayable, I will say this is one of the more playable things I've ever played. But as I said from the start, you know, this is vast fame. They are pirate games that could almost be considered actual video games. They're that good for what they are. And I respect them for that. I have a deep love for them for that. It's actually why I want to get physical copies of all their games. Just because they're so weird. And the fact that they actually went and made series. That was health I could have used. Oh, that's really bad enemy placement. I think I might just farm some health here. I think that would be the safe thing to do. Got an extra life. This game really does throw lives at you like candy. I don't know what their drop rate is, but it's way too high, and I'm very thankful for it. So when this game isn't super, super fair, you kind of need that. Will I have enough? We could try and make it happen. The problem is whether or not more enemies like that just sort of pop up, because that's a really obnoxious attack range. Okay, well, I got a save point. Shoot the LED, move on. I really dislike those things. I don't even know what that attack was. Just, I'm gonna shoot in all the directions all at once. Oh! Come on, please tell me I'm close. I got one more health thing. Do I want to use it right now? I feel like it's a bad idea. And we did just make it to the boss, so I think we're just gonna have to take a death here. Well, let's see what the enemy's attacks are. And hopefully the game won't reset itself. It's kind of like Napalm Man, actually. It was probably my favorite Robot Master from 5. I like Napalm Man's design, I just think he's cool. I have no idea what this guy's quote-unquote weakness is. Let's try Sky Guy. Just lightning, I guess. Doesn't look like he's taking much more damage from this. Although I can just sort of hang up here. I don't know what that dodge was. That was some impressive movement speed there. Not quite Napalm Man. I'm not gonna lie, the wing guy's kind of my hero, but this guy's... he's gunning for that position. He's got style. Good dodges. And he's dead. Alright. And now we get to be blue, almost like it's a real Mega Man game now. And it looks like we got 2 more of these guys to go through. So we've got a guy that looks kind of like a ghost and this guy. Okay, so it looks like we're kind of in an old temple. Kind of like that. Excuse me. Ugh. Fighting ghosts with robots. Robots versus ghosts. And we've got the little ground trap guys that follow you. Except unlike regular Mega Man, which makes those invulnerable, this one you can actually shoot them. Which is nice. So you know what? Points to Zook Hero 2 for being better than Mega Man in one regard. Got a health capsule. That's pretty useful. That'll be super useful when we need it. Data! Cameo by Data. That's awesome. This is how he's going to try and get Mega Man off the moon. I think that's something from Legend of Zelda. I think that specific thing up there is like a sprite from one of the Game Boy Advance Zelda games. Like I'm sure, Game Boy Color games. I'm sure I've seen it before. I'm not sure what we're supposed to do to hit this without taking damage, but in that it's a pirate game, you're probably supposed to take damage. Climb, 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 climb. To be fair, Data's got a pretty good offensive game. I'm better. Well, that little robot guy's gonna be hard to hit. Alright. Some of these guys are a little hard to get around. Make it happen, though. Oh, that's a bit grim. I can't actually, like, fire off a shot until about a second off the ground, or off the wall, so I can't even hit them from the wall, which is kind of how I'm supposed to hit them, so that's not good. Okay, full heal. Fantastic. Now it's time for a mini-boss. What are we fighting this time? This is a thing for Mega Man X1. Is his weak point his arms? Oh, it's his lights on his head. Oh, that's not fair. I might need something with a slightly bigger hitbox. So the problem is, if I could at least see the health bar as I can see, or maybe formulate a plan that something might be more effective. The fact is, I'm getting no feedback other than I can see that my shots are hitting just above his head, but That's all the information I've got to work with off this. Okay, so him charging at you does about 4 damage. That's suboptimal. We'll make it happen. Okay, we want a bigger attack. So let's try using the wind thing. I have no idea if what we're fighting would be weak to the wind thing or not, or the thing we killed already. That's not going to help. Actually, this might be the wind shot, because... the leaf shot, because it's so far away, and it kind of arcs upward. Unfortunately, that's about as useful as that was. And now we got to do this. So, again, we're kind of working off of no feedback as to what we're actually doing to this guy, which is a problem. Not an insurmountable one. I mean, I've got health capsules I can sit here and spam to stay alive if necessary. I might have to in about a minute. Yep. Just gonna have to do it. I wonder if I could pause my way through that, because it looked like his animations started before and after my pause. Okay. So, that guy just disappeared. Not sure what that was about, but... I'm gonna need that life. Fortunately, spikes aren't instant kills, so even if I did die, it wouldn't have been super problematic for us. Although losing some health wouldn't have been great. Another life. Life drop rates in this game are just ridiculous. Okay, little hover crab, you're mean, so I'm gonna stay away from you for future reference. Oh no, there's a wall. I can't get the health. That's not right. I don't know which way I'm supposed to go. And I can't just jump up. Nope, we gotta go to the right side because we have to actively climb. Okay, let's try this again. Now we're gonna die there. Fortunately, we've got 3 more lives. As long as it doesn't respawn us in front of that mini-boss, we'll be fine. And it didn't. Although it would have been nice if we could have killed him and got some health or, you know, another life to make up for the fact we just lost one. But we're ahead in lives from where we even started in this level, so it's fine. Not a big fan of the fact his hitbox is actually above his sprite, though. Like, by all accounts, he shouldn't be able to attack the platform that's above him. Stupid little hover crab. Okay. I think we're just gonna have to tank damage and go. Just like that, too. Or at least they were nice enough to randomly drop more health for us. Okay. Whoop. Taking a little bit of damage, but it's fine. Like, the enemy placement and attack patterns are a little dickish. And it definitely is lacking polish from, like, an actual professional grade game, but you know, for a pirate game, this is remarkably actually good. It's good enough to be an actual game. Maybe not a great game, but... Oh! Can I break through that now? No, 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 no. Stop falling. Climb back up to the breakable thing and see if you can break the breakable thing. There's Zook. Just gonna have to... Okay, well, we've got... No! No, 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 no. Okay, well, that guy at least fell into the pit, so... That's nice. It's a good feeling. Don't stop respawning. Okay. So, we have 4 weapons. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. Aha! Lasers! So what do we get for going through this optional route that required an extra weapon? And is it going to be the equivalent of a Dr. Light capsule? Oh good, I get to fight Data. Again. I'm honestly not sure if this is supposed to be like an alternate route or like a completely unique thing. Depending on whether or not you had the thing or not. You get equipped for body. Okay. Sure. Actually, there was another one over here, wasn't there? Okay, so there's actually 4 pieces of equipment out here. We are actively trying to find them now, I guess. I don't know what they do, if anything, but I at least know where one was. It was kind of at the back end of these levels, though. Although, kind of a dick move. The game doesn't register that we finished that level, or indeed let us continue that level. We have to redo that entire level, which means we're going to have to redo that stupid mini-boss again. Which isn't great. Also, you know, while there is, if I'm assuming that I'm remembering this right, there is going to be another armor part in this level, that still means that there's 2 unaccounted for, which means we missed something in the previous level, or it's like in the Wily equivalent stages, which I can't imagine why someone would set that up, but I guess it's possible. I didn't see it flash. That's concerning, because that means it probably didn't save the checkpoint. Hopefully that's not the case. Oh good, it's our old pal, this guy. Actually, since I don't need to use it on the actual Robot Master, I can sit here and just spam attacks, can't I? Again, not really getting any sort of feedback or a sense that, like, this is actually doing more damage. Which is a problem with these mini-bosses, but it's dead anyway. Now, I'm assuming, and perhaps that's a failing on my part, but I'm assuming that the laser's going to destroy the rocks this time as well, like it did the last time. But that's assuming that this game has consistency, and it is a pirate game, so, you know, don't hold your breath. Okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, this is bad. Yeah, I didn't make that. Okay. Shoot the not quite a mat. Do I get a full... Yeah, I do. I get full weapon refills when I die. That's actually really useful. Okay. Let's see what we can do with this. Get an extra life. Whoopsie. The problem is, when you get hit, you lose all momentum. So you can try and backtrack using invulnerability and just go for it, or you can try and power through. And powering through doesn't seem to work often enough. Okay. Well, I mean, that kind of works, but it only works because the collision on the platforms is a little weird. Because by all accounts, it shouldn't work. Okay, climb, climb, climb. Dash. And dash. And dash. And invulnerable. Gonna take more damage for invulnerability. No, no, no. Good enough, good enough, good enough. Okay, my cat wants out. So let's go put the cat out. Like he likes to be. Alright. Yep. my little leg blankie back on so my legs don't freeze. Alright. So it shouldn't be much further. The real question is, where's the last unaccounted 2 pieces? And I'm not sure. And also, what is the point of these? What do I get for actually completing these things? And that is an answer I do not know. Because I've not played this much of this game, honestly. Like, I like it, and I played a few rounds here and there, but I've never actually played this far in. Ah. Uh-oh. Oh no. Well, that's dumb. Or I could just slide under it. Okay, sure. We got equipped for head. Nice. Okay, let's go back to fight this guy then. Doesn't look like our helmets changed any. Although, we clearly have an equipped for head there. Can I select it? Does that change anything? No. Can't seem to select the menu option. Or rather, it's not a menu option at all. It's just something that says you collected a thing. Now, the thing is, I still don't know where the last 2 are. Granted, there is one other robot master we've not handled yet. And in all likelihood, there's one there, but it also means that one of the ones we have done, we've missed. I'm not sure right off which one it would be, because I don't think I missed any alternate routes or anything. I don't know how we died there, given that we had full health, but okay. I'm also not sure how the entire game reset that one time. Sometimes stuff just doesn't quite add up. Hey, we got a weapon upgrade. And a health upgrade. And we just fell through the floor. Interesting. Okay, so basically we fell through the floor because the ladders have a bigger hitbox than the ladder itself exists. Okay, again, we had full health there. And the spikes aren't instant kill. Not usually. So that's interesting. Just have to be super careful this time. Also, that little ghost guy, it kind of looks like Bomberman a little bit. Like, it's a Cyclops, but he's got, like, the little Bomberman floating behind his head blob thing. Okay. I'm more curious what we actually get for getting this, like, armor nonsense, because, you know, if it's trying to be Mega Man X, it's one thing, but Mega Man X had a point to its armor upgrades? Maybe these spikes are just weirdly, specifically instant-killy? Not sure. Not really sure what the advantage to sliding versus dashing is. Like, it seemed like we could slide under those bricks that one time, so it's entirely possible your hitbox is slightly smaller. Although White has both a dash and a slide, it's just weird. Because that's certainly redundancy, to say the least. Because they do effectively make the same thing happen. They make you move faster. So, like, if one makes your profile slightly smaller and less likely to get hit, what's the point of the other one? Because if it's simply to move faster, well, you seem to move about the same speed no matter what. Data back with a vengeance. Sad we're still in space, so he's decided to become super giganto Data and take it out on the knockoff Mega Man guy. Alright. Climb and climb, climb, climb. Alright, Data, you're dead. Not really sure what this room is supposed to be, given that it's basically no obstacle in a little tiny robot that's not going to do anything. It's Especially considering it's effectively a remake of the previous room, except that room had a challenge to it. Take that. We got ourselves some health, got a life. I think we're just gonna have to take damage to get through this. Guys, there's not much I can do about this. Climb up. Alright, good. Get rid of the bots. There we go. Hooray for bots. Okay. Let's keep going. Alright, so we gotta be careful about this guy. How many health heals do we have? 2. Okay. I think I might try and take the health and just power through this fight. I'm not sure how to dodge half the attacks this guy throws at you. Like, I could probably jump his... Assuming he doesn't have a hitbox directly behind his grinder, I could probably just jump over it, like land here and jump back, maybe. But that spread attack he has is kind of undodgeable. And that. And again, this guy doesn't have any sort of animation for when you... What? I'm sorry. So, for some reason, it decided to spawn in a different room with lighting for about a second there. But okay. Also, this is a retread of an existing room. Shoot you. We got this. Well, I'm not a fan of these stupid crab platform guys that are bigger than the platforms that are overlapping. Okay, we gotta go to the far side of this tower. Not a big fan of that. And this guy's gonna hit us. Climb. Okay, come on. Please give me health. You didn't give me health. That's not good. I think I'm just gonna have to use the health here. Just so I don't die. Okay, well at least we're getting some health back. I mean, I had to waste a health tank, and if I drop into these spikes, because they're special spikes that work with different moon logic than the rest of the game, as non-moon logic-y as a pirate game can be anyway, you know, we're gonna die. So we gotta be careful about that. I don't know which ladder I should descend. I got it right. Okay, no reason to go over to the left of that room. Sorry, Data, you gotta die. I'm just gonna have to fall and hope. Not the most intuitive level design, I'll say that. But there's some more energy for me. So put a save point right here, next to the room that's a save point, leading up to the boss. Okay. I don't get it, but sure. This guy's based off Gun Tank. And a little bit of Nightman, I guess. And a little bit of, what's his name? Drill Rhino? Though as long as we stay up in the corner, for the most part, we're fine. So we just gotta be a little bit careful. We'll be fine. Not gonna die to this chump. His mini-boss is harder than him. Although, to be fair, you know, that seems to be a consistent theme. It's just the bosses in this game is not the strength. The mini-bosses are a lot more grim. Pew! Okay, and pew. And we're just gonna finish this off by going pew. And down you go. Okay. So we got the Night Mace, or whatever it was called. We're still missing 2 parts of the Super Mega Zook armor. It looks like the ghost guy is in Iceland. Okay. Clearly I'm hitting something. Okay. And that guy just goes to the floor and damages us. That's good. Okay, avoid steam vents, I guess. Is that Fanto? Kinda. Cool. Let's see Fanto getting some work. Okay, so these spikes also are instant kill. So maybe the spikes from the previous level were like the weird odd one out. I don't know what that hitbox is. Just gonna step back and be safe. Slide underneath? Nope. Just gonna... I'm in the wall. Okay, I can just walk out. Good, good. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Is that gonna kill me? Nope, that's just filigree. Kind of like that. Also, some little girl is challenging us to a snowball fight, and we just horribly murdered her with our plasma gun. Because that's just the kind of guy Zook is. Sorry, little snowball fight girl. Is there some reason to be up here? Doesn't look like it. Well, that's just cruel. Also, completely stationary, moving, climbing sprite. Sorry, little Snowball Chan, but you gotta die for my own personal victories. Hey, we get to go left. Innovation. That robot's sprite is flipped. You can tell because the R on its shoulder is backwards. What's that? I'm not even sure what to make of that animation, but I love it. Oh wait, we can save here. Cool. I have a feeling we're gonna get a mini-boss pretty soon. Just feels like it's that time, you know? And like clockwork... Okay. Oh god. Oh god. Holy crap, this guy's got some moves. Do I have any healing capsules for this fight? Because I... Nope. I feel like I kind of need them. And I'm dead. I don't suppose I can continue from there, huh? Nope. Starting from scratch. Alright. Well, at least I'm not taking away my armor parts. I'm not sure what to do about that one guy, though. He very clearly has a huge hitbox and a pretty wide variety of attacks. Not much I can do about that. He doesn't detect you until you get absurdly close. Okay. Okay, so she can shoot you off screen and you can kind of hit her off screen, but if you hit her off screen, she instantly respawns. That's not great. Alright. Also, sexy jump pose. I would very much like to get some health here, game. And maybe some healing like, capsules so I can fight the bosses. Because healing my character is one thing, but being able to carry health into the next area would be great. Also, there's no way to get past that without taking damage. That's not good. There's a save point. Although, again, it's not flashing, which tells me it's not saving, which is concerning. There's a life, though. Hopefully it'll respawn us somewhere nearby and not at the start of the stage. Which is what I'm worried about right now. Okay, well I can kind of get underneath that. I'm not really sure how to deal with that spread shot, though. I guess I can kind of just sit in the corner and it's okay, I think? Okay, so even if the save doesn't flash, it saves. Okay, I can work with that knowledge. The question is, what do I do about this boss? I mean, jumping and shooting are probably going to help. Okay. I can kind of slide underneath them. The problem then becomes these missiles. Nope, I can't hide behind them either. I can't run past them. Just mirror those missiles do no damage. It looked like those missiles did no damage. If that's the case, all I gotta really worry about is him dropping on top of us. Okay. Okay. We'll see what we can do about this then. Okay. Can't hit me right there. Let's see if I can... I don't think I can really do much about... Yeah, you can go right to the side of the screen, so figuring out how to dodge that drop move is paramount. It's really just a matter of waiting longer than I'm already doing. But I'm an impatient person, so waiting is not great for me. And I realize that's the problem I have. Still. Okay, so they do not quite random damage, but it seems like they don't do a full health bar. Or maybe they do, I'm not sure. I mean, I understand how this game works is a stretch, to say the least. I'm not really sure what the best way to handle this boss is. I don't think there's really enough time to charge an attack. There might be, but it'll be iffy. This is definitely one of those things that having extra health and a health tank would help with. Okay, jump and shoot. I'm not sure what to do about those missiles, honestly. This I can get around. But those missiles, they present a bit of an issue. Slide under, shoot, and shoot, shoot some more. Slide. Slide. Shoot. Shoot. Oh, that's too low. That hitbox is way too big. Come on. Stop moving, or at least give me some indication you're running out of health. Ah. Alright. Let's try again. Charge up. I could. Like, this is almost a perfect excuse to use the little leaf attack. It keeps you out of the way. I'm not, again, really sure how effective any of these weapons are. But, try them. Okay, so that definitely did it. So we really ought to stick with the special weapons for the mini bosses, it seems like. Okay. Okay. Oh, got some stalactites. And Snowball Chan is back with a reckoning. Aha. That looks like a thing we can break. Of course, if we get something from this, it's going to just force us out of the level, which kind of sucks. That's not worth anything to me right now. And that killed me. Okay. Well, let's take a new approach. See if we can find that other part, because we know there's one there. But we're still going to be missing one, assuming that we get it. So let's keep our eyes peeled and go through areas we've already done. And maybe we'll get some extra healing points or something. Because that would be nice. So there is this weird room up here. It doesn't look like there's anything here. Well, that platform looks a little weird, but I don't think it's actually anything. At least isn't as of now. Although it might have something to do with those weird... I was gonna say those weird blocks on the wall, but they're all over the place down here. Okay. Let's keep our eyes out and see if we can find any weird shaped blocks that we can maybe break through. Preferably without the power of the last guy, but since we have every other one, odds are in our favor. We already have the tools we need to handle the situation. Okay, well, there's nothing here. Some spikes. That's not going to be too helpful. Nothing here. Some more spikes. Shoot the LED. I'm really just hoping we get more healing ups, really. I guess we got a weapon up, but that's not terribly useful, given that weapons fully heal in between uses. Although individual, like, weapon ammo counts aren't great. I'll take that. Okay. Something interesting here. It does seem like the game follows a pretty simplistic pattern for where it hides these alternate routes. It's after the mini-boss before the regular boss, it seems like. And it seems like they use pretty consistent, like, cracked blocks. So if we see them, it should be pretty obvious. Of course, there's 6 of these guys, and 4 item parts. So, 2 of them won't have them, but the other 4 will. Which means it's really down to discerning out of the, like, what, 6? The remaining 3. Or 2, or whatever. Which one has it? I'm hoping I didn't need that to open up whatever it is. I really ought to save some of this energy. Don't have much left. Holy crap. Alright. So the entire screen freaks out, that's fine. And that little Zaku murdered me. We got to a point where it'll actually remember that we were here, so that's fine. And at least they don't respawn the Zaku when you get back here, so that's good. So right now is about the time where we should see a hidden door, or hidden... there it is! Or at least there is something. The question is, what's gonna break it? That ain't it. Aha! Okay. Game? Game? That's not how that works. That's not how anything works. Okay. So that happened. So we should be able to get ourselves something cool out of this. We got equipped for crusts. Whatever that means. Alright, and we have one more power-up to get. Okay. Let's make this happen. So we got one more power-up to get. It's in this area. The trick is getting past the mini-boss. And then, you know, doing it again and getting past the boss, obviously, but... right now, I'm curious what we're gonna get out of this, because I'm not really getting any sort of information as to what any of this does. I mean, that shot we just got, the one shot of, you know, we just got the power up, that seemed to indicate that we were getting thrusters for our legs, but our legs already had a dash and a slide, and it's not like this is helping in any meaningful way, at least as far as I can tell. Now, it could very well be that whatever power-up you get isn't going to help you until you get the full set. You know, a la Megaman Extreme 2. It could also very well be that this was something that just wasn't ever properly implemented, and collecting these is entirely pointless. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. So we've got the mini-boss again up ahead. Got an extra life at least. So we're going to go nuts on this guy. Because we can. And now that we know that this weapon, or just the weapons in general, are actually very effective against these things, we can work with that. So the goal at this point is not necessarily to prep for the boss at this stage, it's just dump everything into the mini-boss. And if we die before then, respawn and do it again. There we go. So, yeah. That really does change the dynamic. It turns out that your weapons are actually pretty useful. The question is, what do I necessarily need? And if I'm breaking through the wall like this, do I need anything, or can I just break through the wall? I guess that will remain unanswered, because we are now dead. Alright, let's go again. Fortunately, full energy refill. Climb down. Let's crack open this mystery that is this armor. What? No, 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 no. Climb up. Don't fall through the floor that's adjacent to the thing, because I said down. Okay. Let's avoid you. Let's not die to ice, like I've done before. I did press jump there, I assure you. Okay, so let's get these stalactites. Whoa! Yep, that's fine. Just gonna fall through the floor. Okay, so the fire one's the open that. I'm just gonna take damage from you. And I mean, I think it's safe to say the fire will open up the ones in the next screen, but we gotta get there first. I actually need that energy. Okay. I don't care if I take damage. As long as I don't die, it's fine. Alright, there we go. We get equipped for wrist. That's nice. What does that do, if anything? Does it change my character sprite now that I got the full set? As far as I can tell, no. Can I charge more? Yes, yes I can. Okay, that actually has use. Can I... Oh snap, I can actually charge the weapons. Actually, I don't think I tried that before, but at least now I can. I always liked when you could charge the Robot Master weapons. Okay. In fact, it always came across to me as weird when you couldn't. But of course, you couldn't always charge your Buster. That had to be introduced in one of the weaker Megaman games, called 4. That became such an important staple. Although, ironically, you know, in spite of the fact that the Mega Buster was supposed to be a significantly more powerful version of your Buster, it never really seemed worth the time to charge it, because the Mega Buster was usually like the value of, if you were lucky, 3 regular shots. Down. Okay. I think in Mega Man 7, in spite of it being my favorite one, it's like your charge shot was the value of like 2 regular shots. There was nothing I could do about that. That guy's entire hitbox was the area I was going into. I'm still not really sure what the other upgrades did. I mean, it could very well be that the upgrades don't even take effect, like I said, until you get the full set, but... Like, I've already got Dash, and I've got Slide. I had that before I had the upgrades. As far as I can tell, the only thing the upgrades have done for me is an extended charge. Which I'm not even sure how effective that is, because, again, I'm not really able to see damage numbers or anything. Well, I could if I got to a boss that had a health bar. Granted, that's only relative, because, of course, certain things will take more damage to certain other things if this is made properly, but, of course, it's a pirate game, so who's to say? Could be that every weapon does the same flat damage, although I doubt it. But it might be a little ambitious to assume that every Robot Master equivalent has like, bespoke weaknesses to certain attacks. There's nothing we're going to be able to do about this. We've got 2 health. No health power-ups. We're going to die here. Alright. Well, might as well go crazy, I guess. And I'm dead. I saw that happening. Alright. Let's go. Jump. And shoot. Got an extra life. Okay. Slide under that. I'll try and hug this. Okay, we're good. Whoa. I have no confidence that I was going to actually make that jump. Once my momentum kind of slowed, it's just, yep, I gotta back up or I'm gonna die. Okay. Just gonna go through here. Now the problem is we're about to go head first into another icicle. And then there's this kid here, which I wanted to jump over, but this game did not want me to do that. Alright, come on. Okay. Whoopsie. Just gonna fall through the floor, don't worry about it. I'm lucky I didn't take any damage from that, though. Okay, so trigger that. Dash jump. Gonna have to take some damage there. And there. Although we're okay there. Gonna have to there. And there. Alright, we're okay. We're okay. That wasn't the best hitbox ever, but we're alright. Okay. Now, if you wanted to give me some health, that would be perfect. So I'm gonna have to run to your buddy, who takes up the entire hitbox of the one way through that. Okay, gonna have to assume that that save point works. Sometimes they flash, sometimes they don't. Okay. Now I have no idea what this guy is weak to. I'd prefer not to have to use, like, the boss weakness weapon, assuming there's even one of those, but I don't know. I'm just trying to get away from this stupid mini-boss, because I'm under no illusion that he's probably the true boss of this stage. And there's kind of a twisted logic to that. You know, sometimes games will have, like, a super easy level, or a super easy boss to compensate for having, like, a ridiculously hard level. I'm not saying this game's anywhere near well enough designed to have some sort of, like, counterbalance to that, but, you know, it's just got a super hard mini-boss because the bosses are actually hard. Or vice versa. And to be fair, you know, the bosses in this game are pretty underwhelming. The mini-bosses tend to be bigger and scarier and genuinely just cruel. Okay, I can deal with this. Okay, so that thing doesn't shoot directly above it. We can just sit here and wait. So we will. Drop. Right. Okay. Oh, that's mean. I think no matter what, I'm going to take damage and die. Yeah. Just trying to jump over, just hit that kid. That is not great enemy placement. I will say it's still better than that one Megaman indie game I played where He was trying to dunk on Megaman, but most of the enemies were just below your buster height, but I'm not going to say it's a lot better than that, because it's still pretty bad enemy placement. I'm not sure what that one gap between the spikes is. I'm not sure I want to find out, though. Alright, well, we're full on health. If we're careful, we can get to the boss without dying. I don't know what just hit us, but something weird just ran through us. Alright, climb down. We're just gonna take that damage. Got another save point. Okay, we're good. Good. Gonna take this nice and slow. Gonna have to take damage there. Shake that free. Shake that free. We're okay. Yeah, we got some health, and we're basically at full health for the boss. Now, the boss is made of ice. One would logically say that fire would have to be useful, but I thought fire was for the wood guy, so I don't know. That, or maybe the mace, because the mace might smash things. Okay. Okay, so this guy just disappears every now and then. Because he's ice cream ninja, I guess. This is fine. As long as I play real patiently, I'm probably not going to take a lot of damage. That seems to be like the way to handle most of the bosses in this game. Is just sit up in the walls, wait for the boss's pattern to loop, fire. In that order. And that's fine. Makes it a little boring, but it's fine, I guess. At least it's a way to defeat the bosses, as opposed to like enemies that would be programmed in such a way that you wouldn't be able to kill them. Alright, Ice Cream Ninja Man. You got one more hit in you. I'm gonna be cheeky and jump out and go pew! And you're dead. Wasn't the laser also that exact color scheme? Okay. And now we can do Zed. Which, I'm not sure what this... Is that an actual Met? I think that was an actual Met. Not one of those weird spiky knockoff Mets. Respawning that thing. Yep. Yep, that's an actual Met. Okay, so now we are technically an official Mega Man game, I guess. So we're using officially Mega Man branded characters. Well, we actually already had a couple Mega Man actual enemies in here, but these are like iconic enemies. Okay. Just be super careful. Get all the health in the world, it's fine. We'll be fine. That's a big super Met. There are several Mega Man games that have one of those. Most recently I played ZX, and that had one. Didn't make it a good game, as I don't think the ZX games were. But, you know, it is an official thing in actual Mega Man. Also, sexy jump pose. So I swear that's a thing straight up from Fantasy Zone. Alright. Had no confidence in that jump. And I think that flying thing is a little unicycle motorcycle robot from Mega Man 7, actually. Although it's moving, so it's a little hard to tell. There's a health upgrade that I could have used a very long time ago. And a life. And there's a place that if you slid into it, you would just die. Although, to be fair, I think original actual Mega Man had a level like that, too. Original actual Mega Man didn't have sliding, but there was one in the original Mega Man series that just had a slide point where you would just end up in spikes at one point. Not sure why they did that. I'm not sure why they did that either. I'm not sure what we just picked up. Well, we just broke a UFO, so that's pretty cool. He's a little suction cup wheel guy. Who just fell through the floor, I guess. Alright, we got some health back at least. Okay, we got a save point, which tells me there's probably going to be a mini-boss up ahead. If all the other... Oh my god, is it a teleporting maze layout? I think it is. We're really Mega Manning now. We've got a teleporting maze layout. Okay, well. Most of these guys are total chumps, so that's fine. So the guy who turns into a drill. I might go after the wing guy using his weakness, or at least the thing that's programmed to hit him, but for the most part I don't really see any of these guys as actual threats. Question is there going to be a boss after the teleporting maze layout, or is this the end of the level if we complete the teleporting maze layout? Because one of those things I should probably save my super weapons for. And the other is just dump into these guys until they die. Guess we'll find out in a moment. Hey, you're dead. No health drop, though. Okay, so that's one done. I think this is the wing guy. So we'll swap to green. We want to try and get right underneath where he is right now. Okay, we're good. I mean, we're not. We don't have enough ammo to get through an entire fight with this guy, I don't think. Or at least we didn't originally. Maybe one of our armor parts maybe gives us some energy conversion and like better use of energy. It looks like it might, or maybe we wasted some before. I'm not sure. But hey, we got one extra shot off, so we're good. Let's do down. Who are we fighting this time? We are fighting Wood Guy. I'm actually not 100% sure how to avoid that spread shot, but as long as I don't get hit by it, it's fine. Actually, if I just hang out up, like, super high up, it's fine. He'll slam that in the ground. He'll do the spread shot right about there. Alright, alright, alright. Dash over there, smack. Just gotta keep going. I don't like that attack. But for the most part, we're okay. Because I've got a stronger charge attack, should be a little bit more grim for him. Okay, not a great fight, but we took him. Okay. Here you go. Hey, we did get fully healed, though. That's cool. Okay. Also, great sprite color there. This is the not quite Napalm Man guy. That's a ridiculous jump and dash. This guy's got all the mobility. In a world where one of his teammates can fly, this guy outmaneuvers him. And he's a freaking walking tank. But that's okay. Just reinforces how cool Napalm Man actually was. Which is very cool. Again, he's one of like the coolest Robot Masters from 5. In fact, he probably is the coolest Robot Master from 5. Although I think Stone Man had a better theme song. And just in general, he had one of the better Mega Man themes. In the classic NES style, I think. That's the fire guy. I like this guy's design, or at least his facial design. It kind of looks like a skull or something. Kind of like a dragon skull or something. Kind of dig that. Now when he dashes into the center of the stage. Okay, so we can just sort of hang out in the corner and be fine. Let's see. Beat the game strategy, I guess. That's fine. Phew. Come on, let's go, guy. And you're down. This game does have some really genuinely cool character designs. I like the flying guy. Like I said before, the intro that I cut out, you know, he has a fantastic sprite. I think this guy's weak to fire because he's made of ice cream, I assume. We'll just ignore the soft serve ninja. That didn't seem to do all that much. Let's try charging our Buster fully up, because he's got quite a fair bit of downtime. Yeah, that seems to do a lot more. Charging Buster is super effective. Yeah, the Charge Buster in this game is ridiculous. Granted, it's not when you don't have the full charge option, but pretty good. Pretty good. Hey, hey. That's it. So on to Skull level. Presumably the last level. I wasn't planning on playing through the game in its entirety, but I guess we're doing that. Although enemies just appearing out of nowhere is kind of... That's bad. Okay. Conveyor belts with this frame rate and the fact that stuff's randomly appearing on top of us. On top of you can just fall into a pit and die. That's not good. Okay. I don't think that guy's supposed to be there, but who knows with pirate games. Yeah? Oh, that's not good. The conveyor belts can pull you back to the previous screen, and they spawn an enemy right where you start. Okay, well, here's at least some health for us. Blind jump. Just gonna have to tank damage there. This definitely has like a final stage feel to it, just in how much instant death there is everywhere, but... And the fact that it's bringing enemies from every stage prior into it, respect that. But it does feel a little bit like it's also the embodiment of some of like the worst things we've seen in this game up to this point. Still having fun with it though. Okay. Jump, go, go, go. Alright, there we go. Good. I don't trust that wheel not to try and kill us. I don't want to go back to that previous screen, because that previous screen was rough. Ooh, extra life. Yes, please. Looks like we got... See, I wish the health, life, and like weapon energy had different sound effects. It's like, oh, that's that sound, that means life. Oh wait, I don't have any more life though. Okay, so that didn't kill me. Enemy spawning in spikes. There's nothing I could have done in that situation. How far back are we going? Very, from the looks of it. And we got another life, so that's cool. Just gonna dash through here. Okay. Come on. So we can drop through here. Drop through there. Didn't instantly die from those spikes, because of course not. Why have anything consistent in this game? Looks like we have alternate routes. We can go left or right. Although left is a completely dead end from the looks of it. Okay, we go right then. Okay, well, I'd like that health, but I don't think I'm getting it. And of course, the one I kill that is actually above you know, rather good floor. Doesn't make any drops. Okay. I have to imagine we're getting close. Oh, I don't like this at all. No matter what, I'm going to take damage, though. Question is... Screw it. I didn't take damage. Oh, that's a dick move, game. Can I get up there without running into the spikes? Yes, I can. Okay. Now, you know, knowing what I know about this game, I could actually probably clip through that wall. Perfectly safe. Also, okay. That happened again. Not sure why this game decides that there's invisible platforms sometimes. Or invisible enemies a lot of the time. Alright, we got to a save point though. I think this might be the final boss. What am I looking at there? Okay. Interesting. Well. Knowing that there's a big scary boss there. Let's try and grab a weapon that hits upwards. Actually, our this move will probably be good for that. Because I'd rather not have to wait for him to come down like that. Okay, I'm not sure how to dodge that either. I think that's just something I'd have to tank. What? What did I just... What? Okay, well that's a... I can deal with that attack easier than I can the first guy's. At least a spread attack. Problem is, I think I've got less options to actually hit him. Oh! Hello! You start in phase 2 if I die, do you? I can work with that. Oh, you have the same attacks, though. But by getting an expanded repertoire, that does mean you're less likely to use the attacks that really suck. You have an extra form? Nope. I think we beat the game. Thank you, Jackie, the producer. Your pirate game is almost basically a game. Which is more than any other pirate game can say. Outside of, you know, anything else this company ever made. Good old Vast Fame, they made pirate games that were almost good enough to be actual games, you know? And this will be continued. To be continued, specifically. In, Zook Hero 4, there was no third one. Well, there was, but it was a different game made by a different company that got rebranded into this because they wanted to steal the goodwill that this series actually made for pirate games. But that has been Zook Hero 2, not quite Megaman, but actually kind of a legit game. Not a great game, but for a pirate game, that's hella impressive. I actually really respect this game and its series and the people who made it. But anyway, this has been Mega Adjacent Monday. We might do another Mega Man thing this week with Legacy Collection coming out as a sneak preview for what we're going to be doing next week, of course. But we'll see about that. We still have to do Robotrek, and at some point I really do need to get back to Folklore, but we'll see what happens. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, follow the stream to know we go live. We try and stream as often as possible, usually 3 to 4 times a week, but depending on how things shake out, it's different every now and then. You might also want to check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel to see everything else I do, which is a lot of stuff. I just put up my review for Mega Man Legends 2 a couple days ago, and that seems to be going over pretty well. I'm thinking about getting my Spark review out there, I'm working on a review for that, but I'm thinking about getting my gameplay out there anyway. But we'll see about that. And if you really want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal or Patreon. Support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do what I do to the best of my ability, which in this case is show off some really cool Mega adjacent man games that no one really knows about, but I kind of like. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.